Tune to the Fabio, tune to the Fabio, tune to the Fabio. Radio 1. Yo, listen to the infamous Fabio live on Radio 1. Beats rearranging, beats rearranging. Some of it scoping. Fabio, all the way down to the UK. Radio 1 star. Yeah. Many, many thanks to Chris Goldfinger. Dancehall, Bashment Styley. The King in the Ring. Chris Goldfinger, every Friday, baby. Kicking off tonight's show, London Electricity, from the forthcoming album, Power Ballads. The single from the album, Hanging Rock. It's Fabio. It's Friday. This is how we do.
Fabio, we have come against selector.
More serious than butterflies. My inside so sore, finding it hard to let go. 'Cause I'm still in love.
Fabio, we have come against selector.
I'm in love with you, baby.
Jenna G featuring Chasing Status. Loving that tune. I'm in love. Big. Tune that's big out there right now. Gonna have Jenna on the show as soon as the album drops. Hopefully very soon. It's finished, packaged and ready to go for end of November. So we're gonna have Jenna on the show very, very soon. On tonight's show, we'll have the mighty Shy Effects along with T-Power. They're going to be stopping by talking about the brand new album, Diary of a Digital Soundboy, asking them how they came up with that name, amongst other things. The best new music around, Vinyl Killers, our independent record chart. Last week, Pendulum was still holding it down in the top spot. We'll slam on Breakbeat Chaos. We'll see if they can still run things tonight. Competition, we've got 5 copies of the new Shy Effects and T-Power album on both CD and vinyl. High Rollers tonight, you can win free VIP entry for you and 3 mates to the Valve Sound System at the Brunel Rooms in Swindon. Also, we have got the history lesson. I'll be digging deep, not too deep, maybe going back 4 years to a seminal Liquid Funk track.
Great to see you once again, girl.
Also, you can go online at bbc.co.uk/Radio1 for playback if you want to listen to the show again. Track listings of tonight's show, full details of our 6 of the best gig guide and our VIP guest list shenanigans. You can go online and sort it out. If you want to get in touch with me, Fabio at bbc.co.uk. We've got the very best music as well, man. I'm telling you. Inundated is the word. Inundated with tunes. Here's a little thing by the man himself, Caliber. Not from the album. Don't know what's happening with this tune, but this is deep. Proper things. It's Fabio, it's Radio 1. This is how I do. This is how I flex. Friday night, baby.
Did you put my words in your mind? 'Cause yours always close to my heart. Yeah. When the sky is bright with stars, I could see your smile. The one you left behind still right in my memory.
arts and culture. It's the Fabio.
Radio 1. Radio 1.
Fabio on the BBC Radio 1, 97 to 99 FM. To the Fabio on the BBC Radio 1, 97 to 99 FM. Hit the website bbc.co.uk/Radio 1. Hit the website, see the listings for the tracks. Liquid Flock on Radio 1.
feeling that. Zebra and Paradox featuring Rabbit Manos. Robert Manos. Some Pharrell style vocals and that. I love that tune. That's deep. That is me. So big shout going out to Zebra and Paradox, etc, etc, etc. Right, we've got the Vinyl Killers. This is our weekly independent chart put together according to what you've been buying in record shops around the UK this past week. Tonight we have 2 going up, 2 going down, 3 non-movers, 5 new entries. It's big. Charts compiled this week by the following shops: Massive, Vinyl Rhythm, BM Sorrow, Eat the Beat, Intense and Catapult Records. Check out the Radio 1 website to hear the Killers again, bbc.co.uk/Radio 1. Let's do this, baby.
Radio 1. Vinyl Killers live on Radio 1. Number 10.
Drunken Masters, Roots and Culture, the remix on Dope Ammo, first of 5 new entries. Number 9, Going in Circles, the remix. Total Science, AI on the remix, and CIA, Non-Mover. TC, No Escape, on Test, new entry.
No escape from my base. Go. There's no escape from my base. There's no escape from my base. Go. There's no escape from my base.
Number 7.
Shy FX, guest on our show later, coming up in around half an hour. Plastic Soul, the amazing Plastic Soul, on Bingo, down 5. Crags, Parallel Forces, Love Insane, on Valve, up to Number 5, track you heard at the start of the show, Hanging Rock, from the album Power Ballads on Hospital, London Electricity. Hopefully will be guests on our next show. 3rd highest new entry in at 5. before. Generation Dub, Up in Smoke, from the EP on Ganja. Number 3, been number 1 for the longest time. Pendulum, Slam, Breakbeat Chaos, down 2. Number 2, The Prodigy, making a welcome return to our charts with Sub Focus and Pendulum remixes. The Voodoo People EP on XL, in at 2.
Number 1, Vinyl Killers number 1, at number 1.
Showing that drum and bass can go from heavy rock to deep soul. From The Prodigy to our forthcoming guest, Shy Effects, alongside T-Power, and Feelings on Digital Soundboy. The highest new entry, great to see this at number 1. Seeing as you heard it first here, let's get that straight. So number 1, Mighty Shy Effects, the Mighty T-Power, the Mighty Feelings on Digital Soundboy. Big number 1. And if you want to hear more about the construction of this track, how it came about, and etc., we've got the man himself in around 20 minutes after he's our free party last night. Maybe the worst for wear like I am. But Shy and T-Power will be coming in and showing us how it's done. Many thanks to Massive, to Vinyl Rhythm, to BM Soho, to Eat the Beat, to Intense Records, and to Catapult Records as well. Check out the Radio 1 website to hear the Killers again. Go to bbc.co.uk/Radio1. Holla. Gonna let this roll for a minute. Number 1, Feelings. diary or a digital soundboy. Sharfx and T-Power. Went to his party last night. I wasn't there for long because I had to do turnmills last night. Good night, called Stealth with Storm and Digital. Really, really good night. And then I went over to Shy's thing. They had a free kind of thing going on. And some geezer come up to me and he's got to me, are you Daddy Freddy? Now, Daddy Freddy's about 60, so, you know, I'm feeling not great today. Do you know what I'm saying? Show me some love, please. That's why I don't go out. Daddy Freddy, indeed. But anyway, it was a good party, and we have got the man himself coming in very soon. And, yeah. Right, yeah, let's see what's going on here. No, that's not what's going on at all. That is not going on at all. It's this one. Yeah, it's this one. It's this one. But we've got Shyfx coming in about 10 to 15 minutes. We've also got a competition. A competition to win 5 copies of the new Shyfx and T-Power album, both on vinyl and CD. And we have got some killers. As I said, I've been inundated with tunes. So many good tunes around. So we've got it all to fit in within the next hour and 10, 15 minutes. Also a killer history lesson, one of the first liquid funk tunes. We're going to get that involved before the end of the show. It's Fabio, it's Radio 1. This is how we do, this is how we flex on a Friday night, Saturday morning, baby.
Light your lighter. Let's just smoke some weed, yeah. My weed, your weed, skunk weed, fresh weed, weak weed, strong weed, share weed, share weed. My weed, your weed, skunk weed, fresh weed, weak weed, strong weed, share weed, share weed. Let's just smoke some weed, yeah.
many of you out there are echoing those sentiments. Indeed. Friday night, staying in. Hey. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's just smoke some weed. It's not me saying that, actually. That's the tune, yeah? Tonight you could win free VIP entry for you and a few of your mates to the Valve sound system at the Brunel Rooms in Swindon next Friday night. The lineup is massive and includes Dillinger, Lemon D, Andy C, Mampy Swift, Zinc, Friction, Ed Rush and Optical. Plus there'll be MCing from Dynamite, Skibbity and Fearless. Along with the free entry to the event, you'll also get some free drinks, Valve sound system merchandise to take home, plus the winner and the mate will also get to go to the next Valve night on the 9th of December. All you got to do is answer this question: which of the DJs playing on the night will be Groove Rider's guest on the next show? So which of the DJs playing on the night will be Groove Rider's guest on the show next week? Send your answers to Fabio at bbc.co.uk, mark the subject High Rollers, or text me now on 81199. So that's Valve Sound System at the Brunel Rooms in Swindon next Friday night. That is big. That's going to be crazy up in the spot. One more time, which of the DJs playing on the night will be Groove Rider's guest on the show next week? Send your answers to Fabio at bbc.co.uk, mark the subject High Rollers, or text me now on 81199. Coming in soon, Shy FX. Also, a great history lesson. It's actually a reissue, but it's one of the first and one of the best Liquid tracks. A lot of rubbish going on about Liquid Funk at the moment. You know, why are people bothered? It's a name, man. Who cares? People come up to me going, well, what do you think about this Liquid Funk thing? I don't think anything about it. It's the name of my show. It's like, hey, get a life, man. Why are you bothered? Why are you bothered about the name? It's no big thing. But anyway, Friday. A couple Fridays ago, I said I was going to Leicester, and I'd done something that I've never done in my whole career. I was talking about the wrong night. I was meant to be there on a Thursday. I thought it was a Friday. It was an absolute disaster. I'll tell you about it after this because I love this tune. Serenade, DK, from Austria. Big shout to DK and Ill Skills. Loving this tune. Rewind coming up.
Thinking of you, appearing, disappearing, and reappearing in my mind.
Rewind that Fabio.
You're locked onto the Fabio on the BBC Radio 1, 97 to 99 FM.
Dangling and lingering, thinking of you, appearing, disappearing, and reappearing in my mind.
1. Radio 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 1.
Drum and bass on the BBC, giving it up to new talent. It's Fabio, Liquid Funk on Radio 1.
entitled Compton. You know that. We've got Shy and T-Power. We're going to let them rest off for a little while. Get a little coffee thing going on. Because I tell you, it was a messy one last night. It was a messy one. They had Steve Sutherland and Paul Anderson upstairs doing a thing. Downstairs they had Bailey, etc., etc. It was a long night. And you know, a little after party's cracking off in Herbal as well, so it was messy. So, but big up to 5-0, to DJ Ron, who I haven't seen for a minute, to all the Heartless crew. Great to see some older cats up in the house. People my kind of age, kind of thing. Early 30s, you know. What's everyone laughing at? What? Early 30s? But we got Shy and T-Power in a couple of tracks time.
Radio 1, 97 to 99 FM.
Yeah. We got Shy. We got T-Pow in the house after the album launch last night. We're lucky to have them here. We are lucky to have the Digital Sound Boys in the house. What's happening, guys?
Yeah, just about.
Long night.
Yeah, long night, very long night.
But a big night.
A big night, you know what I mean?
You must have been well happy with the...
Oh man, the love and the support we got yesterday was amazing, do you know what I mean? Especially for Thursday.
For sure, yeah. And it was a free party as well.
It was a free party, man.
And who did you have playing there last night?
We had Visionary, who flew him in from Canada.
Wicked.
Bailey, myself. Michael was supposed to be in the bill but couldn't make it, so Zinc. Fortunately took his place.
Wicked.
Last minute, big up Zinc for that. And upstairs we had Steve Sutherland, Paul Trouble Anderson, Snowboy. You know what I mean?
Wicked, man.
Line-up up there.
So was it a general idea to kind of get them cats playing upstairs?
Yeah, for me it's like, you know, I want to hold the kind of parties that I'd go to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, we play all the time at the Saturday night things, and
I
just wanted like a lot of the people that I move with and well with to enjoy themselves and come down as well. You know, the older people basically.
Yeah, for real.
And I'll come out again too tough.
So it's 2 years since the set it off. Is it 2 years now, or is it 3? Is it 2 or 3 years?
Yeah,
for 3 years now, you know.
So the album, was this a kind of like did you kind of get the album together this year, or was it been kind of 2 years in the making?
We decided to make an album this year, I suppose. It was coming together last year, but
yeah, it was kind of when because we started writing separately.
Mm-hmm.
Like once we'd like got everything out of the way with the other album, it was just the studio didn't seem like a right environment to writing anymore. So
Right.
we both started writing at home or when we were travelling about. And then when we got back together after, about 3 or 4 months out of the studio, would you say?
Yeah.
We just listened to what we had, and it was like there was an album there. So we weren't even planning to make another album. It just happened. All the material was there. So
did you do the album in London, or did you do it kind of
All over the place.
Really, yeah?
I've been writing a lot on the laptop. So I mean, some tracks are done in Miami, Thailand, Japan, just anywhere I was, you know what I mean?
Right.
Obviously we finished it off in the studio back in London, but
yeah,
the inspiration just comes from all over.
You happy with the album?
Oh, mate. I'm happy. We were in the zone when we did this album, man. Trust, it's like, I ain't felt like this for years, you know what I mean? It's just the vibe's back again, and the passion's there, and we're just rolling with it, man.
So do you feel, what do you think since, in the last 2 years, has there been changes for you in the scene? Is it a positive thing, or is it you guys are just doing your thing? Is it more to do with like just kind of raising the stakes and putting it to a new level? Yeah.
Well, you know us already, man, and we always have conversations about it. It's like whenever there's something that I'm not feeling, rather than moan about it, I try and do what I think needs to be done.
For real.
As a producer, and it's like we like to make party music, fun music. But at the same time, we're not really in this. People seem to think party and fun means you have to cheese it out.
Yeah, right.
Boing.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, we've been in it for a minute, and it's like, we just want to do just mature quality music, do you know what I mean? But still have a good vibe about it.
Because there's elements, of course, of your backgrounds, and you know, there's elements of, you know, reggae in there, there's elements of dancehall, there's elements of kind of soul, funk, rear groove, R&B. Was that a conscious thing?
Mate, like, this is doing us, do you know what I mean? It's like, for a minute I think we got caught up with, especially playing out every weekend, it's like you play someone's tune, you see
the reaction.
Yeah, you see the reaction. You go back in the studio and it influences what you're doing, do you know what I mean? So it's like, I just took time out before I'm not really in it. And if we don't try and do something different, then who is, you know what I mean?
For real.
You know, a lot of the guys now that are making beats, we grew up on everything, but a lot of the guys, they actually grew up on drum and bass, so they don't know anything different.
Yeah, for real.
Inspiration and vibes from everything.
That's
so
right.
We just, you know, just speaking to a few people, and first of all, it's like, especially with the whole jungle thing as well, it's like, a lot of people are like, well, what are you going back there for, man? And especially when we first started doing like the murderation tracks and whatnot, people looking at us like we should be ashamed to be doing what we feel in that, and I'm like, what are you talking about? This is us, you do you, we do us, and that's the good thing about the whole circuit anyway. Back in the day you could go to a rave and you'd hear everything.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and now, I don't know, people seem to think you should only be producing and making one particular style. It's like, it's nonsense to me.
Well, I remember back in the day, I used to do raves with Paul Anderson on the same bill.
Right, exactly.
I used to play after Paul Anderson and after Evil Eddie Richards, Colin Favour and them guys. And that was a special time because you just felt like the crowd was just up for anything.
Yeah.
Now, even in drum and bass, like a genre, people can't get their heads around all kinds of drum and bass, and I find that difficult to deal with a lot of the time.
It hurts me to tell you the truth.
And making an album, do you ever feel restricted?
Not on this one. like I said, I don't know, something just clicked, and we've just been rolling with the vibe now, and we've got a good camp of people around us and that, and we're just bouncing off each other and just, we're on our own little world, to tell you the truth, just doing our thing, and the vibe and the passion's there.
So doing press and all that, is that you know, that must be quite wearisome, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's part of it.
It's part of it.
It's part of it.
Of course it's part of it, man, and it's, you know, it gets your product out there, and the product's been getting a lot of love. I've been reading reviews on it, and are you weary about that, about reviews and
I don't
You don't watch that?
I don't watch it. I mean, I know it's part of, you know, just getting your stuff out there and whatnot, so you got to do it, but I'm not really concerned, because, you know, 1 minute drum and bass is dead, next minute it's next minute, you know, just.
So where do you think it's at now?
I'm just looking at what we're doing. I think it's healthy, man. I would say you got guys like Pendulum coming from Australia doing what they're doing. You got guys like in our camp, like Visionary coming from Canada.
Yeah, man. Hey, that cat is crazy.
Yeah, it's healthy. You know what I mean? And
it's crazy,
especially
man.
for producers now. If you've got a hot tune, there's so much labels out there, and guys that want hot tunes on labels. It's easy to get music out there.
Yeah, for real, man.
And with the whole AIM thing and
AIM is crazy.
Right. You know?
AIM is crazy. What, you on AIM? Because I see you every now and again. Every now and again,
I've got to be straight. I've got a block now. Do you know what I mean? I'll be straight. It's just silly. You go on there, before the list comes down. Shy, can I have this? Shy, got that. Blah, blah, blah. So I've just got a name that people send beats to, and every Friday or whatever, I check.
Yeah. Check out what's going on.
Yeah.
But it's healthy though.
No, it's healthy.
It's a healthy thing. It's like a music house kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's like the whole music house thing. You kind of get together and kind of exchange ideas. Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons why kind of like the music, there's a lot more variation than there has been. Do you know what I mean? But listen, this track, we're going to have to play Feelings because this thing, when I got this a few months back, because you always load me up, and I was like, my God, seriously, man. I mean, it just kind of, everybody was like, this track is crazy. And I get so many girls, and that's lovely. You know what I mean?
It's always
the man thing, the men ask for slam, the girls ask for feelings, man. And it's a good look. Do you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk more about Feelings after this. We've got Shy and T-Power in the house. The big tune, Feelings. It's Fabio, Radio 1. Big tune. Number 1, Feelings. Who's singing on this track? Was it one of them ones, yeah?
Yeah. The story behind it, because that's like the number 1 question in a minute. That was a sample that we found on a CD.
Okay.
It's one of them. It's just an old sample CD.
Did you have any problems?
No.
It was all good.
It's all clear.
Yeah.
But we actually found a singer and got it re-recorded. But the whole deal is now we're trying to sign.
Really, yeah? Wicked.
After,
see how things come together.
Yeah, I don't want to expose names.
Yeah, of course not.
Because last time when we done the whole Shaky Body thing, everyone and their mum was trying to get a hold of Di. So as soon as it's all sorted, you know what I mean.
So what do you guys listen to away from the whole drum and bass thing? What you feeling at the moment, music wise?
Everything, man.
Yeah.
For me, it depends on my mood.
Yeah, right.
My music collection's broad. I've got classical stuff, jazz, fusion, rock, soul, funk, even a bit of country and western.
Yeah.
And Grand Parsons, don't knock it.
Right, no doubt. Yeah. No doubt. I'm feeling that.
But seriously, anything. If the music's good, then listen to it. You know?
What about R&B and hip hop and stuff like that? You feeling the crunk and
Some of the crank stuff's alright.
Some of it is cool, man.
I don't think hip hop and R&B is in a very good place at the moment, though, to be honest.
Why do you say that?
It's just become too much about image. It's gone too far, and it's just like every bit. I can't even watch MTV Base anymore.
Yeah.
There's only so many times you can see asses and titties jumping up and down.
Yeah, for real. And popping bottles and
exactly. It's
you
like,
know what I'm saying?
Come on.
It's like, come on, get conscious, man. We need some proper conscious lyrics, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
American mentality, about people want to like last year in Miami, about certain man's going on about popping off 12 bottles of Cristal.
yeah.
Come on.
Do you know what?
you know, it's all good. I wouldn't say it's American mentality, but it's, it's just certain people, isn't it?
Well, the whole that whole cultural kind of attitude is spread to over here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That's why it's not an American.
All the kind of UK videos and are trying to imitate the whole American style and the whole American attitude.
It makes you laugh, man. You got one night, £500 budget video. People trying to. That's it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on, man, please.
Ain't got the right girls in the video. You know what I'm saying, innit? A bottle of Moet instead of Cristal. Let's cheap bottle of Moet and that kind of thing going on. But anyway, what next for you guys, man? What were you going to be doing next?
After the promo stuff, Mark T's nearly finished his album, his solo project there.
Okay, wicked.
I'm finishing off mine. We've got a dubstep thing going on, and Agent Black thing, as well as all the other artists on the label.
Agent Black's still running, yeah?
Yeah, that's still running. We only had that one release, innit? But
that's a great idea though, because Agent Black is a real departure from the other stuff, isn't it? Really? It's kind of like, is this them guys, man? Do you know what I'm saying? And that's great. It's great to have it like that.
Yeah.
Are you going to do any other kind of forms of music? Is you going to venture into other genres?
Yeah, I've been doing bits and pieces, but at the minute, especially with setting up the label and everything, I'm just concentrating on that. It's
hard work at the moment, man.
It's hard work, man, but it's paying off, definitely.
Try to juggle the DJing and the whole thing, man.
The production and the label. But like I said, I've got a nice camp around me now.
Wicked,
which,
man.
It's never been the case before.
Right.
It's always been just me doing whatever. Then I joined up with Mark, which made things easier. But now we've got a firm.
Working together, is it because you two are very individual, and of course now you're going to go off and do separate kind of things.
Yeah.
Is it an easy thing working together?
Is it easy?
Yeah, as a partnership.
Yeah. When we first started, it was just awkward.
Yeah.
Mainly because I've been doing my thing, he's been doing his, and there's different ways of working or whatever. And my whole approach is trial and error. So I'll be playing B lines or whatever and make a few mistakes here and then. I'll be looking around like, boy, I wonder if you notice that one. You know what I mean? It's just getting comfortable, just having an idea and just putting it down. If it's rubbish, it's rubbish. You just laugh it off and just move on. It's just getting past that stage.
The great thing about you guys, I think you two are probably the only artists that really do crack that commercial angle and get it right without selling out, without getting cheesy, without, you had Shake Your Body, you had big tunes from the Set It Off album, and this album, Feelings, you've bridged that gap, which so much people try and do, especially with vocals. Vocals with drum and bass is a very, very difficult thing to make work, and you guys have made it work. Is there any formula behind that? Have you got... Or is it just a natural thing? You just come up with a thing and you just, you know what, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Like Feelings, did you, after making that, did you feel this tune's going to be big, man? You must have done, man, because...
we just felt that we really loved the track, period.
Yeah, truly.
Most of the time the tunes that you really love, don't sell anything.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
For real. I know what you're saying.
We reached a stage where we were like, because we put a lot of time and effort into that, do you know what I mean? Down to the last, even now, just before we mastered the track, we're still editing bits and pieces and getting the strings in and whatever. But it's like we're thinking, at this stage now, know what it is with record sales and everything else. Everything's just a swag at the minute.
It's messy.
So you may as well just go on and just do what you want to do. Do you know what I mean? It's like people are still trying to chase the dough. It's like,
don't be doing that.
What are you doing? Do you know what I mean?
Don't be doing that.
What are you doing? You can't only last like that for a while, for a minute, and you're out of the game. You know what I mean? You've got to be putting some substance into the music.
For real, man.
So for us, it's just about making good quality music first, and whatever happens after that is a blessing. You know what I mean?
Wicked, man.
I have this conversation all the time. It's like I really feel blessed to be doing what we're doing, and you know, be able to earn out of it.
Yeah.
You know, but still play music, make music, and do what we love.
Listen,
I mean,
man, I spoke to a DJ, a big DJ, and he was moaning about a lot of things, and I was like, listen, man, you know, these are the best days of your life, whether you know it or not yet. You're going to look back and just think, man, I was DJing all over the world, staying in hotels, getting love from people.
I'll be straight, I ain't got time for it, you know. I don't know how anyone can moan about it.
I don't know how anyone can moan about it.
How anyone can moan about
because as a DJ, especially for me, you can play what you want to play.
Yeah.
No one ever forces you. No one ever tells you what to play. And if you go out there and make a conscious decision to play rubbish, that's your business, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is your business.
You know what, I'll be straight, I think certain people are trying to maintain a lifestyle now. Because where they used to play for themselves and they made their name doing what they're doing, now they're like, boy, I've got 2 houses to maintain, and if I don't play this way, then I ain't gonna get booked again. And you know what I mean, it shows the way. You know, I'm just being straight with you. It shows the way they played. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's why now, you know, a lot of people are suffering.
Yeah.
You know?
And you go out and you're in like the same tune 20 times and things like that, and it's messy. It's messy. But anyway, listen, we've got this track from the album. We have got Shy Power. Shy Power. That's the new one. Shy Power and TFX in the house. Oh man, I'll tell you what, last night, you know, I had a couple of drinks in your spot, and I ain't really felt right since then, though. Got to be honest with you. Shy FX, T-Power in the house, from the album The Diary of a Digital Soundboy.
For a minute I thought we could be together, maybe forever. Came into my life, now I regret the day that we met. And I'm not gonna pretend it's okay to go from lovers to friends and back again. I will not stay in the state of mind to hear me when I say you're walking in and out my life when you want to. You can't keep on calling me as you like. I am unavailable right now. Gotta find a way, get over you somehow. I need you to go away. See what you get when you play with my heart. 'Cause right from the start you knew you couldn't stay, and all along you just what to say. But it's a brand new day, and I finally found the strength to walk away. No more goodbye, I'm gonna be true to me. Hear me when I say keep on walking out my life when you want to. You can't keep on calling me as you like. I am unavailable right now. Gotta find a way, get over you somehow. I need you to go away. Whatever I got to do to keep from hurting over and over. You don't care for anyone but you, and all I do is try to keep you satisfied. But from today, I found a will to stay. Keep on walking in and out my life when you want to. Can't keep on calling me as you like. I am unavailable right now. Gotta find a way to get over you somehow. I need you to go away.
You're locked onto the Fabio on the BBC Radio 1, 97 to 99 FM.
Call on the rain girl.
teacher in would have stopped then go astray. Some a pick up the gun and them a take life away. Make me tell the people now get a nice pay. Every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear the shot a bust a better get shot. Every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear a gunshot a bust a better get shot. Every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear the shot a bust a better get shot. Every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear a gunshot a bust a better get shot. Then I see the young them I try to let cool. Just to make a hustle sometime bend the road. A boy want jumps, you want that man to force. So you cut and come back and you want bust for your toe. Now you see them in a prison for your cards in a store. While they took a grow big and a start to a court. One one and all the young them with the gun them to court. What did I people them say? Watch me. Every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear the shot a bust a better get shot. Every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear a gunshot a bust a better get shot. Every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear the shot a bust a better get shot. Every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear a gunshot a bust a better get shot. Everybody right now, I'm ready up. Ready up. Ready up. I love the girls, them start ready up. Come on the way, girl. Come on the way, girl. Fuck you, baby. Come on the way, girl. I'm on the one. I'm on the one. Push your hand in. I'm on the one. Don't need to get away, the place gets so hot every day. Where we get up is another gunshot. Some man them want some money, so them pick up the gun, find the boy, we sell the coke and then shot the boy down. And the paper sent talk about, yeah, there's no way. The time them have a shot the boy up, bad British. Bad British, the boy up, bad British. And the place to them, and they put like them, all of them we get. But every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear the shot, I must have better get shot. Every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear a gunshot, I must have better get shot. Every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear the shot, I must have better get shot. Every day where we get up is a gunshot. When they hear a gunshot, I must have better get shot. Where's Sucker Shy Flex? Are you a boy out here trouble like that about him a jump?
So you got Top Cat on that one?
Yeah, Top Cat, yeah.
is he still readily available? Is he still about? Did you find him hard to find? And
Yeah, no, we did a remix for Champion DJ. And,
okay.
They wanted us to do another mix, so it's like rather than just keep on doing the old school things, it's just do something fresh.
So you still listen to a lot of Bashment? And
I listen to everything, man.
Yeah.
When I'm not out and about, whenever I do get a day off, whenever that is.
Yeah.
I'm just out and about, just getting vibes.
Right, man, wicked. And Mark, how's everything been, bruv?
It's been a hard year, but it's getting there. And now I'm deep into my album. I'm feeling a lot better about things. But
when's your album going to be ready?
I'm looking to stop writing in February.
Okay.
And I've got about What's on here? So all the time I've been talking.
No, I can hear you. I'm cool with it. I'm cool. I can hear you. Go ahead, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
Well.
If you stand in the middle, you get the two mics. That's even better.
Okay, all right, all good. Well, yeah, I'm like about 200 ideas down and 30 that are definitely going to make the album at the moment. And it's all going to be mixed together. It's an hour long, goes from 90 BPM up to 180.
Wicked.
In like 30 sections, and it's all interlinked. And it's just like a little trip through history of music and basically everything that makes drum and bass what it is, because a lot of the cats that have come into it, they don't know and nobody's showing them. That's why, how can these people that have just grown up with drum and bass, how can I understand how it got to the stage that it's at? And it's up to the people that have been there from the beginning to show them.
Of course.
And there's plenty of producers who ain't, for me, they ain't pulling their weight. They've been around from day, and if they drop off, then...
But what do you think that's down to? Do you think that's down to lack of hunger?
I think partly down to lack of hunger. I think Shy was right when he said people were trying to maintain their lifestyles.
Yeah.
And to a lot of people, the whole music industry is just a hustle. They ain't really there for the music. They think it's an easy way to make money, and it ain't.
No, it isn't.
But also, it's really difficult, like 10, 11 years deep producing, to still hold the passion and keep it fresh.
Keep yourself
but it's a difficult, and I know a lot of people just going through a writer's block thing. So they just stick to a formula, and I don't blame them. But what I normally do when I go for that stage is I just duck out. Do you know what I mean? I make a batch of tunes. I can't push it any further.
Because there's always a stage where I see you two, and then I don't see you two at all.
Right.
And I'm like, where's Shy? Where's T-Power? And it's like, it's great to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I remember after Bambata, and I remember seeing you and like not seeing you for a long time. And I was like, Shy, where you been? And he's like, Fab, listen, I just got to a certain stage, I just couldn't do it. And, you know, I had to kind of come out and go into some other things and come back. And, you know, to have that kind of longevity, and T-Power as well, because you've been engineering for the longest time, do you know what I'm saying? And producing and stuff like that.
Well, you know, I mean, me and Shy met at Sour back in 92.
Sour Records,
yeah. Yeah, back then time. So, yeah, I mean, we've both been in it for more than a minute. So...
Well, it's great. It's great that you two are still doing your thing and still representing and come back with a fresh album, fresh ideas. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And respect to that, because as you said, there's a lot of guys that from them days that, you know, the albums or the tunes they're making are very uninspiring. And you've brought a kind of fresh outlook. You know, the whole jungle thing, you've updated it to 2005, and you know, it's the album sounds incredible. It sounds fresh, and it sounds great on CD. As well, because you know the vinyl market as we know it, you know, there's problems there. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how drum and bass as a kind of movement is going to regulate itself to the CD generation, but it has to.
You know,
it has to. It's inevitable.
Personally, I think this whole thing's a good thing for the circuit, because it makes people stop concentrating on money and start building beats again.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of the guys now that are making music, especially in the camp and that, they know, you know, what the realistic figures are, whatever. So now they're just doing it for the music, and it's just like what it was back in the day.
Yeah,
we used to make beats. We were happy just to go to a club and hear it.
Oh, come on,
you know
man!
What I mean?
Exactly.
So like,
do you know what I mean? Sell a few copies here and there, and you was happy with that, man. And you know, the Pendulum album, which has sold crazy figures. And it just shows that if you got a product out there that is good enough, people will buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
People will buy it. You know what I mean? Maybe, you know, the albums are too lazy. There's a lot of lazy albums around, like 12-inch packages, and, you know, and that's not really what it's all about. Do you know what I'm saying? But listen, guys, I think we're going to have to wrap this up, but we're going to do a competition, because tonight we've got 5 copies of the new Shy FX and T-Power album, Diary of a Digital Soundboy, and CD and vinyl to give away. All you've got to do is answer this question. Name the latest release from Shy and T-Power, which is currently number 1. We've played it twice on the show, so if you don't know it, you ain't been listening. If you reckon you know, send your answers to fabio@bbc.co.uk and mark the subject Spirit, or text me on 81199. Anything you guys want to say before you go?
Just big up to everyone that's, you know, supported us through this whole project and that. Everyone on the label, you know, from Benny Page to Marcus, Breakage, Silver, you know, the whole crew, man. Elise, Eden, Laurence, Tanya. I mean, there's everyone that was
a lot of people to show love to, man. Because nowadays, to make something like this work, you need good people around, you know, to go out and do it yourself is impossible nowadays. You need PAs and stuff like that. You know, you've got to get it real. But I love the way you guys have worked this album as well. And, you know, I love the way, you know, Shy comes down, because, you know, Mark's been busy, he's not really kind of like been around that much, you know what I'm saying? But Shy comes out to Swerve, you know, and there's 10 people in there sometimes, you know, and he's in there, you know, herbal and, you know, doing your homework, listening to what's going on, and that is so important, man. You know, you don't ever shut yourself away, and, you know, you guys are one of the figureheads on this scene, and it's great to see you about, man.
Thank you.
You know, it's great to see you guys in the clubs out there, you know, because it's you know, it's great to see you there, and it's great album, and best of luck.
Thank you.
With everything, and the DJing and stuff. The last track we're going to play, Mercy Mercy. Anything to say about this one?
It was just trying to move on from Delta a bit, still having that blues element, but then it's like I did the initial shell thing and brought it into a
little gospel vibe.
Yeah, well, that weren't even on there. That was Andre's idea. It was like I wasn't too sure where to go with the shell.
Yeah,
I had the B line and I had the vocals in place, and then so I was just straight away. It's like, oh, the intro's got to be in a church or something. Wicked. So we pieced together bits of this preacher, bits of choir. Put the organ thing in there. It's all put together. It's not just like recorded off of something.
Wicked, man.
So that everything there is like, you know, selected, especially picked out for things, and it's like it's kind of a funny track, but it's like quite dark. It works at the same time. It
works, man. Big tune on the dance floor. Shy FX, T-Power, from the album Mercy Mercy.
Lord have mercy.
You're locked onto the Fabio on the BBC Radio 1, 97 to 99 FM.
Many thanks once again to Shy FX, and not forgetting T-Power, because people tend to mention Shy without T-Power sometimes, and it really is a joint effort from the two of them, so respect to Mark and Shy. Few emails to read out. Fabio, man, you saved a man's birthday with your show on Radio 1. Respect, what a show. This is coming from Gary from Leeds. He said he loves me, dog. Thank you very much. Hey Fabio, I'm emailing you from the future because of the time difference. It's only about 9 o'clock here. I listen to the show on my satellite radio every Friday and have to give you the utmost respect. Got me grooving each and every week. I must be the drum and bass's biggest fan from Prospect Park, Pennsylvania. Can you give a shout to all the jungle heads down here in Delaware County? That's coming from Adam. And your text messages are big up Irish and Alphonse and Escar, loving the new FIFA 2006. What, do you work for EA Sports, dear? Any chance of playing Slam Pendulum? No, not really. Not because of anything, it's just because towards the end of my show I know what I'm going to play, so it ain't going to happen. Loving the tunes, top stuff, Fabio. That's coming from Aaron down there in Durham. Holla from the Way Safe crew, in it. Big up the Guildford crew. Banging tunes, it would mean a lot to me if you gave a big shout to Mike and Denton on his birthday. That's coming from Tracy. Shout going out to the D&B General and my gal Mandy, loving it in Hollingsworth. Respect. Hello Fabio, just chilling out listening to your show as always. I hope you give me a shout because I love the liquid. That's coming from Mo in Leicester. And can you play something old for me and two of my mates? We are fishing in Oxford and we're locked on. And that's coming from Flex and Waynos. Yes, we have got a history lesson to play before the end of the show. Shout out to all the crew them tonight. Phil, Tom, C, Pizzle, Ems, Fran, Emma and Shell. Wiki Show taking us back. Shout to Dom and Bri, keep up the good work. Shout to all the crew them. We've done that one already. And Fabio, man, can you play an old school song? And that's coming from Aaron once again. Yeah, a little bit of old school coming up. We haven't got a lot of time. We haven't got a lot of time on our hands, but I am going to slip in a bit of old school. You was wondering what I was going to say then, wasn't it? It's not that kind of show, yeah. The sex show's on our Sunday with Letitia. And wouldn't it be funny to have me and Groove hosting that show one week, wouldn't it? Shut down the whole station, man. Trust me. Groove would be like, well, why didn't you wear a condom? What else can I say? Brand new from Newtown. Little thing entitled The Boy Who Lost His Smile. Big up to all the London Electricity crew. Also got to give my man Huggy in Leicester a lot of love. I'm really, really sorry about what happened. And I will come down and correct things. You know, don't hold it against me, bruv. It was one of them ones. So big shout to Huggy, all the Leicester Massive. Big shout to the Groove Rider. Got to big up my daughter, Cassie, who's dying to come out DJing with me one night. I'm going to have to draw her out, man. She loves the fact that I'm a DJ. She loves it. Absolutely loves it. My dad's a DJ. That's what she says at school all day. She tells everyone. Tells them to go on the website, everything. She's my PA right now. Big shout going out to Sarah. Big shout to Jessica as well. Enough love. Held it down wicked tonight. Fabio, Radio 1. This is how we do. Friday night, Saturday morning. about 10 minutes left. Got to send some big ups to one to TB down there in Norway. Done his club in Bergen. Oh man, that was beautiful. Beautiful place, lovely fresh air. Great club. So big up to TB, all the crew. Also to DK in Austria. Went there last Thursday, and let me tell you something, man. I played for 4 hours, man. And there was meant to be a DJ playing after me, and he was so fed up that I wouldn't get off the decks, he went home. So big shout going out to Pilsen, also to DK, big shout going out to DK. Wonderful club, wonderful night. Great stuff. Also big up to all the crew down there in Estonia. Done that a few Thursdays ago, that was blazing as well. Shouting SS, all the massive. Send this one out to the illegal rat. That's plural. The 2 illegal rats. Also to Manisha Chanel. Big shout going out to my sister, to my dad. Big up to my peeps. Fabio, Radio 1, baby. Well, that's about it. Time has flown by. as it does, because I enjoy my show. Coming up next week, Groove will have in the studio Ed Rush and Optical. Coming next, One Extra Presents with DJ Edu. Many thanks to Reju and Paul and Jesse for helping me with tonight's show. As Mighty Mike is away, he's going to get hitched. He's going to get them chains around them ankles, baby. He's going to come back a different man. But enough love to Mikey. Enough love to the girls. And we are going to end off with a history lesson. We're going to go back, not that long ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, to a track that is a seminal Liquid Funk track. Now, Liquid Funk is it's like a dirty name at the moment. It's just a ridiculous thing. It's just a tag from a show, and everyone's using it for all kinds of stuff and saying, oh, I don't play Liquid. It's like, oh, whatever, yeah. I'm Liquid Funk, okay? So anyway, this tune was one of the first tunes to use vocals in the right way. And it was one of them tracks, used to play it down at Swerve, and girls used to be singing this track, and the whole emphasis on Liquid Funk, the whole ethic behind it is party music, you know, something that you can sing along to a track and like feelings and stuff like that. And this was one of the first. So, an apt way to leave you, love and leave you. Coming up next, DJ Edu, the history lesson for the night, Just a Vision. Marcus Intellects and ST Files. It's a reissue now on Trouble and Vinyl, so you can get it in your shops once again with a Caliber mix on the flip side. Big shout to Marcus Intellects. I'm going to be down in his club, I think next week Friday. Yeah, next week Friday. Solar. So check that out. So until the next time, I'm off. I'm going to do my thing. DJ Edu up next. Next week, Groove will have Ed Rush and Optical in the studio. I'll be seeing you.